Hello everybody, this is Doctor, and joining me today is Typical Manga Fan. A little bit of technical we didn't, I'm a little bit coming off of the tail end of a cold this week, so I apologize in advance for any extra coughing you might hear. I'll try to mute myself before that. But in the meantime, we're here today to do our review of One Piece, Chapter 771, Dawn of the Happo Navy. Is Sai's name in the title? Well, either way, it's Dawn of the Happo Navy.
That's all I see too. So,
like I said, well, I'll usually whenever I do the title, I always go by whatever Viz puts in the Weekly Shonen Jump, so I'll be doing that anyway, even if it's different. Anyway, we open up here with a color spread, which are always fun. They're like I said, they're always the highlights of One Piece for me. Like at least in terms of covers, I always turn like the most recent color spread into my computer desktop, my wallpaper.
it's a really awesome. Panel here, or cover spread, but and it's what the reason why at first I was looking like, why are these characters chosen? You know, because for a second I thought it was Nico Robin, but it turned out to be Boa Hancock, and it turned out to be the top 10 characters in the popularity polls.
Yep. Yeah, and then like I said, for anyone who hasn't seen those pictures yet, we basically have at number 10 Boa Hancock, number 9 Bartolomeo, number 8 Nami, number 7 Tony Chopper, number 6 Portgas D Ace, number 5 Sabo, number 4 Sanji, number 3 Roronoa Zoro, number 2 Trafalgar Law. Well, I guess we should probably say Trafalgar D Water Law now, but whatever. And then number 1, of course, the one and only Monkey D Luffy. So really, how often does the main character actually win these polls? Because aren't there other popularity polls with other series where someone else entirely gets the top spot?
That happens occasionally, but not always. Luffy is special. I mean, everyone loves him. That's the thing. He's such an innocent guy, but at the same time, he's so charismatic. I mean, he really is. It makes sense with him, at least for this manga.
Like I said, before I go on to the chapter itself, were there any particular surprises about the ranks on here for you? I know there's at least one character you're probably going to say should have been ranked higher than he was.
Yeah, Kurosawa, what the hell? Is he like, what, 50-something? 52?
Yeah. Tied at 52 with what I think is one of the guys from Lost Crew.
Yeah, he should at least be in the 30s, man. You know, at least. And he's not going to get any higher because, you know, he's dead. So.
Well, not necessarily. I mean, he could. I mean, there's a few other people ahead of him.
People are going to change their minds after he's dead or just did. I mean, a lot of these characters don't really appear again or haven't appeared again for a while, so it might not change. How the hell has I mean, Nico Robin actually got butted out 10, which is unfortunate, but you know,
but she came at least at a respectable 11.
Yeah, I actually replace her with I replace Tony Chopper with Nico Robin. I'll put her at the top 10 for that.
Of course, yeah, we have like five Straw Hats in the top 10.
Yeah, I don't really like Tony Chopper as much, but you know it's still reasonable. I also have noticed one thing about Nami is her boobs is like right in the front of everything else. I mean,
well, they wouldn't be boobs if they weren't in front.
I mean, but like it's like apparent. It's really apparent.
Yeah. I said. One of the ones I like here on the list is apparently at number 50 is Eiichiro Oda himself, as represented by what looked to be like a striped fish.
Yeah.
And he's tied in with Margaret, one of the girls from Amazon Lily.
Yeah, I'm surprised that all these characters are ahead of him. It's like, wait, I made all of them. Shouldn't you kind of credit me for all this?
Yeah, I'm taking a quick look around the list right now just to see who the lowest ranked Straw Hat was.
Okay, you do that. I'm going to keep looking at the boobs.
You do that. You do the meaningful thing. Okay, so we have Robin at 11, Usopp at 13, Frankie at 16, and looks like it's, let's see, there's 5 up there, 4 over here. So it looks like the lowest one is Brook at number 19.
Yeah.
Or if you count him, Jinbei at 35.
Yeah, not yet.
Okay. We also have the Going Merry at 93, tied with Captain Kuro.
Wait, is it Thousand Sunny not in here?
I don't think he was. I don't think the Sunny was in there at all. Actually, come to think of it.
The hell?
We were looking at that the other night. I remember trying to kind of see who was in there.
Your Dellinger's in here.
He's at 76 with Spandam and Gladius.
How the hell did these guys get there?
Like I said, the one I love is also like 101, Iceberg's Mouse. Tyrannosaurus.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the guy who doesn't even do anything. He's just there, and he's He somehow made it in.
He just something the iceberg just randomly found and adopted as a pet.
Apparently.
That's how literally how he's introduced.
Helmeppo is 66. That's actually kind of high for a guy who hasn't had the greatest introduction.
No, but he also like made a lot of strides since his introduction until now, so I think that helps make up for it.
The why is Coruscant shouldn't be at 52.
Right. Here, question. Like I said, Rook is the lowest ranked current Straw Hat, but if you go like a little further back, we also have Vivi at 24.
Yeah.
And even Karu the Duck at, where was he, 63.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Yeah, next to, yeah.
Let's see here. Among the current ARCS characters, Pika is lowest. He's tied at 101 with one of the Tantadas, Gin, and the Mouse.
Okay.
No, the other thing I've always found amusing about Pika is like, in the anime at least, there are so many instances of the voice not matching the character, but Pika is the one where they actually make a point of bringing it up so much. To the point where Zoro's mocking his laughter.
Oh man, the animators are gonna have a really fun time with this one.
I know, like you were saying before, like the certain actors could do it, like the actors for Chio-chan is who I know it as.
Tomoko Kaneda something, or Tomoko something.
Yeah, you said it was like Nell from Bleach. I know her better as Chio-chan.
Yeah.
I think I linked to a video of her, like pretty much there's all sorts of slapstick moments with that.
I think her name's Tomoko Kaneda, but I'm not sure on that. Just don't quote me on that. But yeah, she does Nell too, and yeah. Breast of number 8. Interesting.
Maybe that's a description of the size. I was explaining why Hancock's at 10. She's bigger. And what does that mean for Robin at 11 though?
Holy shit! I guess that's why Robin's my second favorite.
Yeah. Second, third, and fourth.
Yeah.
And you were right about that. Like Chio-chan's listed here as Tomoko Kaneda.
Oh, cool! I was right. Yeah.
Anyway, on to the chapter proper here then. Like I said, we're still outside the palace. Zoro is still fighting Pika. It's pretty much just throwing spikes out the wall to get him. King Elizabello joins in, asking if Zoro needs a hand with the fight at all, because he's been charging up his King Punch to throw it out there.
Oh, has he already charged it up?
I think so. It's like it sounds like he's ready to throw it. I mean, the way he talks though. Like he says he can only shoot off once per hour. So, wait a second. Anyway, Zoro is appreciative of the help, but he's going to take Pika down himself. So we're going to see that King Punch used somewhere else down the line. Also, Zoro suspects that Pika's up to something, but we're not quite sure just yet what that is.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Lao Ji seems to have thrown his back out.
The back pain stance!
I know, it's like Lao Ji's like, his whole fighting style is old people jokes. And he's fighting with Don Chin Jiao, and actually doing a pretty good job compared to how Chin Jiao fought against Luffy. This is probably like kind of a down point here, really. I think we've talked about this already. Where, like I said, Chin Jiao fought evenly with Luffy when he was weaker. Now he should, in theory, be stronger because his pointy head is back.
Yeah, but it is eventually explained why.
Yeah, plus, Lao Ji is also relatively fresh as a fighter. Like, he hasn't been fighting anyone like as hard as Chin Jiao was fighting Luffy.
Not to mention that Lao Ji gets stronger apparently as he gets older, while everyone else gets weaker.
Yeah.
And yeah.
By the way, since you said before you don't actually know Japanese very well, do you know the pun and the fact that he's called Lao Ji?
No. Can you tell me?
The Japanese word for grandfather is Ji-chan.
Oh, okay.
Or G or O-G-G or something like that. The G part, J-I-I, is the important part.
In the flashback, he wasn't actually old, right? He was actually kind of young, right?
That's a check again.
Okay. I think he had like black hair or brown hair, or whatever. He had like
I think he was still kind of old because he's easily the oldest member of the crew in any case.
Yeah, but I think he had it was still a big physical change though.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Chin Jiao seems to be focused on entirely the wrong thing because he's against apparently the marriage of Sai and Baby 5.
Yeah. Which I thought was the reason why he was getting beat up.
Yeah.
But
Sai's like, I'm not even looking into marrying her. And Baby's like, wait, what?
Yeah. It's awesome. I don't give a shit who it is. Just,
Yeah. I mean, like, Chin Jiao apparently has some kind of arranged marriage for Sai already, and frankly, he's perfectly fine with that. He doesn't care about the fact that he wants to be married off so that they can combine their Niho and Happo navies for a Jupo navy, which, again, for pun's sake, the Ha and Happo is for Hachi for 8, Ni is 2, So combine them, you get 10, which is Ju.
Yep.
Right.
It's also you also know that you keep track of the tails in Naruto. You know the tail beasts.
Oh yeah, so if you know the tail beasts like Hachibi, Jubi, QB,
Yeah.
I just go 8 tails and 9 tails and so on, just because. And like they're worried Laoji's gonna the lackeys on the side are freaking out because Laoji's being ignored, but he's just deaf.
It's hilarious. He's like he died on the battlefield.
Of old age.
Of old age. You know, it's hilarious. It's probably one of the funniest, like, weirdest things I've ever seen in my life. It's like he's actually dying. And then she's like, "No, come back!" And he just comes back. But he's like, "Wait, he can't hear anything, but yet he heard that."
Like it's more like he came back to find out what they were saying.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because remember, like he also didn't know what Don Chinao, whatever his name was,
is
was
doing
talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like we have Baby 5 trying to like make Sai look good, like doing his collar up.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. Like eventually, like I said, pretty much Sai's pointing out that they're like points out the obvious that they're enemies at the moment. So like says, "You want to be useful to me? Fine. Do me a favor and die." And then to his utter shock, she starts to actually do it.
I'm surprised no one's actually tried to do this before.
Well, you'd have to know about the particular quirk of Baby 5 to take advantage of it.
Yeah, I thought Baby 5's quirk would be kind of obvious if she misunderstands that easily. Because remember, a lot of the stuff he said was taken out of context. So I mean, it would be pretty easy to make her get into that situation, you know?
Yeah, true. But like I said, she uses her arm's powers to turn her hand into a gun and gets ready to shoot herself in the head. And Sai is pretty much shocked about this, even though yes, he's actually going to try and stop her because if for no other reason than the fact that winning a fight like that is not going to be like something he would appreciate.
Yeah, and then we get a flashback about why she's like this. So apparently,
well, before we do that, we also have like Chin Zhao's like, "What are you doing? Let her do it."
Yeah, all right.
She's your enemy. Don't try to stop the death of your enemy. Come on.
That's like a Luffy thing.
Well, I don't know about Luffy. Luffy probably wouldn't, but honestly, it'd probably be more like Robin or Nami.
Well, I mean, I think Luffy would because he's very innocent and he doesn't like winning fights that way too.
Well, yeah, he'd be with Sai for sure. He'd agree with Sai on that one, which actually kind of works out nicely considering they may be allies later on.
But are you saying that Nami and Robin would agree or would not agree?
Well, they would probably at least agree with Chin Zhao. Like, your enemy's about to do himself in. Why sit?
I was talking about the.
Yeah, we got a little mixed up there.
Yeah.
But it was like, Chin Zhao was like trying to get him to calm down, but Sai is not paying much heed to this, and now we get the flashback.
Yes, I was talking with the younger guy, so I was a little confused there. But yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I'll let you take the flashback here. Because I need to cough for a second.
Okay. So we have her flashback in which apparently her parents left her because they didn't want to feed another mouth, and so I think she has siblings too, which is probably why they're basically they're very poor, so they basically left her out there alone, so that way because they don't think she'd be of any use to them, because she's just a kid. So that's what it kind of traumatized her because she's like, wow, even you, mom, I'm of no use to you. Yep. So she got left. She basically got abandoned because they didn't think if there'd be any use for her, And it
pretty much just made her pathological about wanting to be needed by somebody, which puts her maid outfit into a whole new perspective.
I am surprised she's made it this far with that type of mindset.
Well, like I said, the Don Quixote family do make use of this fact, so they probably have kept an eye out on her. In fact, remember, Doflamingo kept killing her fiancés.
I know, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, I was thinking that too. Like, yeah, that's probably how he protects her. Because he does count on his family.
Yeah. And it was like, Sai's ready to stop her. Chin Zhao's trying to stop him. And Chin Zhao like launches his drill head attack at Sai, who actually blocks it and even bends Chin Zhao's wizard head doing so.
Yeah. So I'm just like, holy shit, Is he that strong?
Well, we're about to get into that.
And of course, not to mention that I was like, oh my gosh, when I saw that, I was like, oh my gosh, you just ruined your chance of beating these guys,
and then he goes and slaps him, sensing the Baby 5, quite literally. Like, it's funny, like, anywhere else, that would probably be like a horrible thing to be seeing someone do, like slapping the girl character. But here it's almost...
makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, it's like she's crazy. You gotta slap some sense into her. I mean, had it been anyone else, it probably would have been... even as it is, it's probably offensive to some people, but it's not as much given who the situation involved.
Yeah, but, even the...
Oh, you're breaking up a
bit. So for me, it's all about true equality. So that means if a girl can do that to a guy, then a guy should be able to do that to a girl. You know, because I don't see why girls girls can talk about feminism and all that stuff. But when you see like a discrepancy where a guy getting hit is nothing wrong with that, but then a girl getting hit something's wrong with that.
Right.
I just feel like there needs to be more consistency, and it's a hypocritical thing of being offended by a girl getting hit. But a guy being hit all the time, like in Love Hina, is okay.
Yeah, that's why I could never really enjoy Love Hina. Not so much because the guy kept getting hit, but the guy kept getting hit when he didn't actually deserve it.
Exactly.
And sometimes he did, most of the times he didn't.
But keep in mind that I'm a guy who says you shouldn't slap people at all. But remember, in Japan and especially in Asia, what's it called? Physical discipline, or something.
Corporal punishment.
Corporal punishment is often used. So, and it's done.
Yeah, it's more the norm there than here. So yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's done in an equal manner, meaning guys do that to girls too sometimes. And I'm fine if you accept corporal punishment, because I'm not a fan of it. But if the country and the nation, the culture accepts it, it has to be equal between both sides.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it'd be hypocritical. Whether you're a feminist, a masculinist, or whatever they call them, it has to be equal.
Yep.
So.
Yep. Anyway, as we move along here, we cut over to Chin Jiao again. His head actually got bent. The man's actually in tears, but not for the reason you might actually immediately be thinking of here. Because after all, like, he's in tears, like his own grandson just attacked him and his head got bent around out of shape again, which makes you wonder, what the hell is his head made out of?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's a.
I mean, he's a freaking cone head. I mean, jeez. I wonder if they made any jokes about Chin Jiao being from France yet, to come to think of it.
I wonder if it's a genetic thing, obviously, which they showed. They're gonna talk about later, but maybe it's just not. It's a part of a body that can actually get bent and not permanent. No permanent damage can really come about.
Maybe
I can't feel bad for him.
There's like muscle or something there.
Yeah, I can't feel bad for him because this is the second time his head got really destroyed. But as it turns out, it's the reason why his his grandson was able to do that was because his power has awakened, because apparently this power is genetic or something like that,
or at least it's like
it's transferred.
Not so much transferred, but like the guy he's just been training his whole life, and this is just kind of like the moment it fully came to be.
Oh, it says secret technique, so yeah.
Well, not when he first hits Chin Jiao, I don't think.
Well, it says right. I don't know if the translation is different for you, but when he says it, he calls it the secret technique of Hashoken.
Okay. Well, yeah. So he's just doing an attack with a hockey kick, but the idea is that Chin Jiao, as he's pointing out, is the blood, sweat, and tears of your training have finally borne fruit. Well done. Actually, you know what? I like this because despite this, normally in a situation like you'd expect Chin Jiao to be furious, but he's actually thrilled.
Yeah.
He's happy that his grandson has surpassed him.
Yeah, he's getting older, so it makes sense. But I think it's a secret. It's a technique that's passed down because it says has been passed on. So. Well,
in a sense, it's that, but he also passes down the name of his head drill technique to his leg.
Yeah, so it seems like a transfer.
Yeah, sort of like a succession sort of thing. Yeah. And he pretty much tells Sai that the Happo Navy is his completely from this day forward. He's not even going to make a big deal about the arranged marriage. He can marry whoever he wants.
Yep, he's earned it.
and like you said, there's a reason he's not as strong as he used to, because he's older. His body, his age, illness is catching up with him.
Yeah, and it happened ever since the fight with Straw Hat. So when he was fighting with Luffy, it wasn't acting up yet. That's why he was so powerful. Right. But ever since then, I guess maybe from fatigue from fighting Luffy, it's been making him weaker, which is why he had so much trouble with Lao Ji.
Right. Speaking of, guess who comes in to kill the moment?
Yeah, I thought Lao Ji of all people wouldn't do that, but I guess he did. Yeah.
Maybe he didn't realize anything was happening.
Yeah, because he didn't hear anything. Oh, he has his sight, doesn't he?
Well, I don't know. Does he? He's kind of senile.
Well, regardless, for a senile guy, he has ridiculously huge buff muscles.
I know. There's actually, I think, doesn't Master Roshi do that at one point in Dragon Ball? Like, he becomes like super muscular.
Oh, he does that whenever he's about to do the Kamehameha.
Oh, that's right. But like in this case, though, it's like it's pretty much I'm double reading what it says here. Like, it saves and stores all of his muscular strength from his youth. So it's like he's saving his strength. He's pretty much. Actually, I just realized this is Tsunade's technique, isn't it?
Kind of is.
Tsunade and Sakura's regeneration technique or something.
Yeah.
Where they store their power for like a ridiculously long time and then unleash it. Except,
Tsunade actually stayed beautiful.
Only until the illusion wore off.
Yeah, didn't work on soccer. She's still ugly as always.
Yeah.
Big forehead.
Yeah. Anyway, like I said, this.
It's kind of a sad panel though, because you see his grandpa just on the ground, just like really sad, beaten down. It's a really sad panel.
Yeah.
So you actually get to feel his anger. It's like, whoa, man, that's uncalled for,
And like you actually see that he is pissed off there. And then that's it. So he charges Sai, and he pretty much tells Sai he's not going to let him have baby 5 either. Now, before we go on here, there's a part of this that kind of confuses me just a tiny bit. So I'm going to get your opinion here. Like I said, is Lao Ji's telling him, like, just to be needed, she'll put even her life on the line? Could there possibly be a more convenient woman than her? And then you see baby 5, like, she's thinking convenient, and she's kind of crying. Actually, no, I think I just kind of answered my own question here, but I was looking at the TV tropes page for Tearjerker and One Piece after this chapter.
Yeah.
And it mentions, like, Baby 5's hearing this, and it says that you can see the heartbreak on her face. Because Algi's pretty much just saying she's pretty much just a tool to them.
Yeah.
At first, I didn't see it because it looked to me more like she was smiling, but now I kind of realize that she's biting her lower lip, isn't she?
Kind of.
Yeah.
But some people do that when they cry with happiness too. You remember that?
Right. So like I said, that's kind of confusing me. Like,
yeah, you're right. Is she happy that she happy that she was called convenient, or was she sad that she realized that they were just using her as a tool? That is actually it's not clear. Huh.
Yeah. But Sai realizes what he means at any rate, and pretty much just says that he's not going to put up with that. If he wins, he'll take baby 5 as his wife.
And he uses his. She's like, really?
And she's all like, yay!
And she uses his leg power on Lao Ji's head, basically, his face.
Yep.
And oh my gosh!
And he also uses the name that Chen Zhao just gave the kick too.
Yeah.
Like he actually, like I said, that's what I love. That, like I said, whatever else we may say about this chapter, I love the whole thing between Chen Zhao and Sai in this chapter. I really do.
Yeah, and of course he falls into a crevice that was created by the kick. So Lao Ji's been defeated, and then the young kid guy is called Call Me Dawn. So he's obviously succeeded the name, and that means executives on level 2 have been eliminated. Although when it says Lao Ji eliminated, Baby 5, the way they write it is fallen in love.
Yeah,
so
well, I don't know how they'll do it in the Viz version, but I know that when I was looking at the All Along Park forums, apparently the way they did it in like Manga Panda, which is usually the shoddy translation of the bunch, the way to do it is apparently Lao Ji lost, Baby 5 lost in love.
Okay, well there's a pun going on somehow,
Yeah, there's definitely a pun involved in there. Just because it's supposed to be the idea that Baby 5 is out of the fight, but for completely different reasons.
Yeah. Okay, is that the end of the chapter?
Yep, it is.
Okay, so I'll explain why I didn't actually like the Baby 5 development. Baby 5, it doesn't seem like to me so far that she's actually broken out of her pathological mindset. In the sense that she's still in that, so I don't see any development until she breaks that out. Because otherwise, right now, she's still under the effects of the way she's thinking. So when he says marry me, I feel like she's still not, she's just doing it because she asked her in terms of needing her. It's not true love. I wanted her to do it of a choice that isn't under that mindset anymore.
Yeah.
It doesn't really show that. That's the problem.
Yeah, it doesn't really. But there is one thing that just occurs to me while I'm looking at this. That is, like I said, Sai is pretty much saying he'll take Baby 5 as his wife if he wins. But here's kind of a thing that, like I said, it's not really presented. This is me interpreting, maybe even overthinking it. But pretty much like he's pretty much telling Baby 5 he's not going to take her as his wife because he needs her. He's going to do it because he wants her. He wants to. And that might actually help make the difference in this case.
Or should it maybe not be a translational type of thing?
Well, like I said, it's purely my own interpretation here. I mean, there's not really. That's just me like looking at it and just thinking a certain way. So
I think another problem is also that whole panel about we weren't sure whether she was happy or sad about being called convenient. Right. I think Oda needs to be a little more specific because to me so far she's still under that effect. So it's kind of like trapping herself again. Than the other 6 fiancés so far, to me so far.
Yeah.
It's just this guy will treat her well, but at the same time, it's not what you want of a relationship between two people who are going to get married. It has to be more than that. It has to be more than just him needing her. It has to be she's doing it because she wants to, because she wants him. Not the other way around. Or she needs him. Not the other way around.
I'm hoping when the next chapter comes around, we'll see at least her and him on at least the first page or a couple of panels where we see what they're doing right afterwards. I'm sure we'll see them at the very end of the arc for sure. Just because that's just going to be when everyone's all together again. Because we have to have the after arc party.
There's always one of those, and it's always fun.
I know those are great chapters always. And like I said, we talked about before about Senior Pink having a cover story. These two could be cover story material too. Maybe Baby 5. Maybe like I said, I could see plenty of gags where Baby 5 is still in her mindset and Sai's trying to keep her out of trouble.
Yeah, but see, then I just feel bad for her because I don't see it. It's not true happiness. It's false happiness. It's like being under the love potion, for the rest of your life. It's not right.
Right, but the thing is with Baby 5, she is kind of messed up in the head anyway, so maybe she doesn't realize how that works.
Yeah, I kind of want more for her,
Like I said, whether she's in the right mindset or not, Sai seems to be willing to try and give it to her.
Yeah, but again, if you're under a love potion, maybe the guy might treat you right, but that doesn't still just change the fact that you're under a love potion.
Right.
I want it so that I just want the character development to come to full culmination. That she wants him. It's her decision, not his, and that she needs him or whatever. Turn it around a bit. Make it. Then if he does that, then I would love it. But for now, I'm a little. It's not clear enough to me, at least at this point.
Yeah, like I said, my only real objection to this thing is it pretty much puts Baby 5 in the whole damsel in distress mode. Completely.
It kind of does.
Yeah. And that is kind of a weakness of Oda's writing in general when it comes to the female characters. The female characters are always the ones who are going to be in the damsels in this case. Well, yeah. But even then, like they said, all of the biggest arcs in One Piece, or at least most of them, have involved one of the female characters being in a particularly tight spot. Nami.
You will be correct there, yeah.
Nami and Arlong, Vivian Alabasta, Robin and Enies Lobby.
Yeah. And then Shirahoshi.
Shirahoshi.
Yeah.
Right.
And Mermaid Girl in the Shapalagos.
Shabandi. Yeah, I don't know. She was kind of this damsel in distress in the first place. So I'm not sure. I mean, she follows a trend, but I'm not sure if she really counts as a major case of it. Just because that's
Rebecca. Remember
Rebecca? That's the other one right in this arc too, and to a lesser extent Viola.
Yeah.
Man, Rebecca. Yeah, Rebecca is with her father. They're facing Diamante, and she's pretty much like trembling. I hope by the time we see them again that she is actually taking an active part in the battle.
Yeah, I just hope that Oda can improve on this because he, as I was saying before, he's got to get better.
But at the same time he does do the female characters. Oh, I'll give you something here about how women are in this series. Eva versus the prison guard. You remember that? He actually transformed. He's fighting what was it? I think it was Domino. The prison guard with the animals in Impel Down.
Okay. Oh yeah. The one is it the one that keeps getting a turn on, getting a big turn on when it comes to the noises of pain and suffering.
Yeah, but when Ivankov and her are fighting each other, he deliberately turns himself into a woman first and then fights her.
Intriguing.
Yeah, really.
Does he just want to avoid the situation of a guy beating up a girl or something?
You would think so, but then we also have cases like Luffy versus the Boa sisters. Zoro versus. Oh, I can't really use Zoro as an example here, really, because his fight with Monet, for example, he pretty much just set it up for Tashigi to finish her off.
Yeah.
And you have Sanji, but Sanji's specifically dictated to be weak against that, so we don't expect much out of him there.
Quina did beat the shit out of Zoro when he was younger.
Yeah.
I want to see Koala. Koala might do something.
Ooh, yeah, Koala. There's a potential there because she's already had her damsel in distress time.
Yeah.
She's done and past all that.
But yeah, it seems like he does kind of avoid the whole man versus female type of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, don't be afraid of it,
Oh, here, this very chapter, Sai versus Baby 5. He wins non-violently. The most violent he gets is a slap to her face to snap her out of her craziness.
Look, you gotta. You can't be afraid to have a guy and a girl fight. I mean, if they're truly equal, then it shouldn't matter, right?
And then you also have Usopp versus Perona, which is pretty much a gimmick fight.
It was a gimmick fight.
And again, they're both gimmick fighters.
Usopp versus Sugar, right? You mean?
No, I mean Perona back in Thriller Bark.
Oh yeah, no, okay. I thought because there's the Sugar fight too, which is also kind of a funny fight.
Yeah, but like I said, Sugar is less so because he actually uses like, I mean, again, yeah, you're right. It is more of a gimmick fight there. Like I said, we don't know the specifics of what happened to him when he went up against him the first time, but the second time, yeah, that's a gimmick fight, but it's mitigated by the fact that he's pulling off like a last desperate ditch effort to save everybody, and like he actually does pull it off. Like, but like Perona, basically, like he pretty much scares her into submission, which okay, he does it with Sugar too, actually, but
yeah, there we go.
In that case, it's a specific goal to stop her from using powers.
Yeah,
with
but
Perona, in the case of Perona, he could have done it, but goes the trickster route.
Yeah, with Sugar, I mean, like the first time wasn't even really much of a fight because he was fighting Treble. But
right, and like I said, you've gone my piece on you. Like I said, that I hate the fact that the first time he knocks her out is pretty much a Deus Ex Machina.
I will say this though, I kind of remember the Perona Usopp fight. That's when I started reading the manga, so I kind of remember, but not really.
Basically, like he figured out how Perona's ghost powers work. He sees her real body where she's astral projecting from. He tries to attack it, but then like when he actually does attack it, it's like he shoots a little thing that covers her in bugs and roaches. Pretty much is like, and does a few other things that leave her unable to move, unable to escape, covered in bugs, and pretty much leaves her terrified for when he actually unleashes his big ultimate attack, the 10-ton hammer. Which, if you remember his 5-ton hammer, you kind of know where this is going. Like, it's basically just one giant balloon that, as soon as it pops right in her face, just knocks her out in terror.
Yeah.
And then eventually, like, she recovers from that, tries to get the hell out of Dodge, and then gets blasted away by Kuma.
Yep.
She gets sent to her ideal vacation place.
It's kind of interesting that he didn't actually fight Perona. Another man versus female thing. Although he never meant to, though.
I mean, yeah. He was just getting rid of her, basically.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that he actually did send her to a place she wanted to go, or at least said she wanted to go.
Hey, does Smoker being in Tashiki's body count?
Maybe.
He being in Smoker's body.
I mean, they did spend a lot of time in there, and a lot of time in fighting on that one, so it's hard to say.
A lot of time also taken off with the clothes, too. The way Smoker did that.
Oh, yeah. Like, he just can't stand to have something covering his chest, I guess. What's just Tashiki's annoyance.
Yeah.
But I can't remember. Can't remember. Did Tashiki actually close her jacket at the time when she was Smoker?
Yeah, I think she did.
Anyway, I interrupted you. Sorry, go ahead.
Did you mention that Zoro got displaced as number 2?
I think he was number 4.
No, he's 3, but he had always been number 2.
Oh, he had?
Yeah, he had every time before Law came in, he was always number 2. Everyone says that in the comments, like they're like, "Oh my gosh, Zoro's not number 2 anymore."
Well, like I said, after this arc, if there's another popularity contest after this arc is done, he might take his place back because Law is really prominent right now.
Law's awesome. Of course, Law should be up there somewhere. I'm gonna keep at that. He's my favorite character. He's higher.
If you're that manga streamer, did you see a pic of the Straw Hat Avengers?
Yeah, I saw that.
I like how Zoro has Thor's hammer in his mouth.
And we get to see Nami's boobs.
We always get to see Nami's boobs. See, we have Iron Frankie. Which actually fits in a way because, like, you know how Frankie's nickname is Cyborg? The way it is, but it's actually written with the kanji for Iron Man.
Oh.
And then yeah, that's a common thing with Shonen manga. Like, you'll see like a kanji thing in there. You'll see like another word in like katakana for like a foreign word to the side to tell you how it's actually supposed to be pronounced. Part of it's for the demographic because it's younger kids reading these stories. Like, they have the sort of like the shorter symbols there for pronunciation's sake. So you know what's because they're still learning all the actual kanji on there. It's not like English where you can kind of read it phonetically if you don't know it right offhand.
All right, so is that it for?
Yeah, I'm taking a look at the comments right now to see what we have here for it. And again, I don't know what it is. I just like this particular gag here, like the whole better love story than Twilight meme. Yeah, better maybe 5 and I think I even tweeted that myself. I don't know if you saw my tweet about that before.
No.
Like right on the day the chapters were released, I put one out like Bleach takes a whole chapter to reach the exact same point it was at last week, which I think we discussed already.
Yep.
And then for One Piece, it's like in that same amount of space, he wrap up 2 fights and get a love story better than Twilight.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much the chapter done right there. Like I said, the whole thing there. Like I said, I want to. Like I said, the whole Baby 5 thing. It's interesting, but I'm not sure where we're going with that just yet. If it's going to go anywhere beyond what we've seen already. Like you said. Like I said, it could be interesting though if it actually does develop in some way. Like I said, it's possible cover story material. I would still say Senor Pink is probably more likely just because he's so off the wall weird. He's like a good choice for his cover story.
Yeah.
But I would say Psy and Baby 5 could be another one right there. Oh, here's a fun little thing for you. You know how Psy has the number 13 on him?
Yeah.
Remember how he's the leader of the Happo Navy, the 8 Navy?
Yeah.
What's 8 plus 5?
13.
There you go. I mean, it could be foreshadowing there, but it's mostly just because Qin Zhao is the 12th leader, he's the 13th leader, so there's that.
Okay.
I mean, I think that's the in-story reason, but out-story, I wonder if that was done intentionally to kind of foreshadow the little thing there. Just teeny tiny little hint, but at the same time, I doubt it. Add just a little something from One Piece's Fridge Brilliance page on TV Tropes.
Fridge Brilliance. The good stuff.
I know. I always love those pages because even if they're just overthinking or not meant to be too serious, it's still you can find some interesting stuff in there.
Yeah.
It's like I said, it's not always something you can actually take at face value, but at the same time, it makes you think.
Yep. All right.
Got ourselves good to go here. Any other comments about the chapters you want to make, or anything you want to go over?
Not really. I think I've said my dues and all that.
Okay. Yeah. Any guesses on what we'll be seeing next week?
The continuation of the other fight. So, what's another fight? Maybe.
Actually, we're focused on the executives right now, so we'll probably see. Let's see.
You mean the officers? You mean
officers? Yeah, not executive is in Pika's case, but yeah, otherwise it's all the officers.
I think they're fishing the officers first before they get to the executives.
Yeah, we'll probably get the non-Straw Hat fights first. In other words, so I think we still have Dellinger up. He's fighting Ideon. We have Gladius. Is he fighting Bartolomeo right now and Robin?
Yeah, he is.
He'll probably be the last one because I think we're gonna get if I got a handle on the style here or at least the pattern here pretty well. I think a fight with an actual Straw Hat will probably be the one that we'll be doing the fights with the actual Straw Hats last. So Robin, Frankie, and Senor Pink. Because Robin's with Bartolomeo right now, if I remember right.
I wonder if Koala will come in to fight Dellinger.
That could be neat because you got Fistman versus Fistman Karate Master.
Yep. Well,
teacher anyway, fighter.
Substitute teacher. Yeah,
there you go. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Is there anyone else at the officers that are still up? Besides, because we have Jola and Pink. Oh yeah, Senior. Yeah, besides him, we have Senor Pink, we have Gladius, we have Dellinger.
Yeah, because he's doing a Straw Hat. He's doing with Frankie, so that might be the last.
Yeah, and like I said, the way this sort of thing normally goes, we'll probably get Robin and/or Frankie, then the other one, then Zoro and Pika, and then Luffy and Doflamingo.
Okay.
That's my prediction for the Like I said, just because Zoro is almost always the next to last one.
Yep. They make it kind of interesting. They make sure that you stay with Zoro's fight throughout the entire time. You're into it, but they also kind of do it in the background. So you know what's happening.
Yeah, and we're getting little updates for it. Yeah.
Yeah, but you at the same time, the main focus is still these smaller fights. So it's a very good way of writing. I like it very much.
Yeah, it's we don't just completely ignore the action everywhere else while this is going on. And it's especially good when you consider how chaotic the whole situation is right now. There's a lot of things going around at the moment.
Yeah, you want to make sure you get the feeling of concurrent fights. Things that are happening at the same time, so you don't get a really disproportionate feel of time. It's really good. I like it.
Yep.
Pacing's good too. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, and I think that they are the only officers that are still up right now. Dellinger and Gladius are the only ones still up right now. Because like I said, Buffalo was taken out before all this even started. Because I've got a little list of them now here. Buffalo got taken out by Kairos right at the very beginning of all this. You have Senor Pink fighting Frankie. Sugar's down. Viola's on our side. Jola, I forget how you pronounce her name, is what's captive, I think. Yeah, Straw Hats, I think, have her right now. Lao G just got beat. Mach 5 was beat last week. Yep. And then we have the executives, which are still who are still in combat.
The one I really want to see is Bartolomeo's fight with Gladius.
Yeah. Actually, here's a thought. Gladius's powers are he can inflate anything that's not organic, right?
Yeah.
Could he do that to his barriers?
Oh.
Yeah. You can tell.
Maybe.
Like I said, it's might be the fact that I've been reading more JoJo lately. But that's like I said, that's the hallmark of those fights, like finding creative ways around the powers.
True.
And like I said, if it extends to that, he could do it. But at the same time, that makes Robin possibly a big enemy for him too.
Yeah, because she can make organic cans come out, and I need pieces of her body now, actually, out of nowhere. So
She can do the shadow. She combines the Kage Bunsen and the sexy clone jutsu.
that sexy clone juice is already in effect. It's been in effect since like forever, ever since she was introduced.
Well, yeah, but she can actually make actual doubles of herself now.
Yeah, that too. The harem jutsu.
Yeah, there we go. That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
But can she do more than one of herself though? I don't know.
She did one of her top of her body. I don't know if she can do the whole thing.
Well, we know she can do her whole body because she interrupted Jinbei and Luffy's fight that one time. That was a double. There's advantage in between them.
Oh yeah, and not to mention she faked out treble. Remember that?
Oh yeah. My question was, can she do more than one double?
Honestly, one is good enough for me.
Yeah.
2 is fine. 2 is more than enough.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, like I said, and it makes sense that it'd be like a limit to her power if she can just do the one body at a time. Like she can do individual limbs till the cows come home. The whole body, I think, might just be just one on there.
Because you had to copy a brain.
There you go. That actually would make sense.
Yeah. But I think that's about it, right?
Yep, I think we got ourselves all ready to go here. Like I said, everything's
Okay.
still, like I said, we're still developing this. We're whittling down the officers. We got three down if you count Baby 5.
Yep.
2 more to go, and then we got the executives, and then Doflamingo himself.
Yep. There we go.
Yep. All right. So, like I said, that's actually the last. Like I said, this is the last chapter for this year, though. Right? Is it the last chapter for the whole year? I think we're getting one like New Year's week. I'm going to assume last of the year, though.
I think I last the year. I think we get a 2-week break right now. So.
Yeah, because like I said, because they take the Christmas and New Year holidays off.
Yep.
Like I said, and in the meantime, we'll probably just find something if they fill the gaps in the meanwhile. Like I said, we got episode 4, 4 of Bee and Puppy Cat.
Yeah.
Maybe we can look into Comic Got Kill a little bit. Maybe just something else entirely. So I'm sure we'll figure something out there.
Yep, we're expanding.
Yeah, like I said, we're at the very least, for lack of anything else to do, we'll figure something else there for you guys.
Yeah.
All right, in the meantime, everyone watching, I hope you have a good rest of your time. I hope you enjoyed listening to us, and if you would,
Bye!